Welcome back to week 9 of the legislative session. This week, the House and Senate focused primarily on floor debate. With the influx of bills that made it out of committee during last week's first legislative funnel, the House and Senate started clearing their debate calendars so the other chamber can start working on those bills ahead of the second funnel, which is at the end of the month. There were two notable bills that passed the House this week that I wanted to talk with you about today. The first is the physician assistant bill. As you know, this has been a IMS focus for the last few weeks. The bill passed the House on a vote of 90 to 8. We always knew that the bill would sail through the House and that the Senate is where we will make our stand. There's a lot, seems to be a lot more hesitation in the Senate on this bill. And so we've had several conversations with Senator Jason Schultz, who is the Senate State Government Committee Chair. And our advocacy action of the week is for you to contact the members of that committee on this bill. We're going to have a few docs come up this upcoming Tuesday up here to the Capitol. So if you are available even for an hour, let me know. We can stop this bill, but we will need your help to do it. The second bill that I want to talk to you about is the gender-affirming care bill that prohibits healthcare providers from performing gender-affirming surgeries or prescribing drugs that help with the gender transition process. If healthcare professionals do perform these actions, they can face licensure discipline and the possibility of a lawsuit, even up to 20 years after a minor becomes a legal adult. The bill also stipulates that a person on any of the drugs that are outlined in the bill those people must be off of them within 180 days of the enactment of the bill. IMS worked a lot to amend this bill, but none of our amendments were taken at the end. I do want to take just a second to thank all the physicians who did call their legislators, who came to the Capitol and even contacted legislators that weren't theirs. While I know that the outcome is very frustrating, we know that we did everything we could to try and make this a better bill. One last thing that I want to mention today is that the Revenue Estimating Conference, the REC, meets on Friday, March 10th. And the REC looks at the state budget and decides how much money the legislature gets to spend. And all indications are that the REC will increase the budget targets from December, but the legislature is bound by the December budget target number. So if the REC raises the December numbers in March, the legislature can't use that additional money. But if the REC would lower their budget projections in March, the legislature would have to take that lower number. So why am I telling you all this? This means that the House and Senate budget committees can start working on their budgets and move towards the end of session. See, I always like to leave you on a positive note. Thank you for all that you do and your continued support of IMS. I appreciate all the help that you provided me this week, and many of you really turned on a dime to make phone calls, to text legislators as some of these bills were making their way through the legislature, and some of you even hopped on late night calls to discuss these issues. So I do really appreciate it, and let me know how I can help. Thanks, and we'll talk again next week.